It's spinning and spinning.
We're live. We're finally live. It took forever this morning.
It took forever. It was
Good
just
morning.
spinning.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hello.
It feels like a Monday.
It really, it is the Mondayest of Mondays, isn't it? You guys, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to this podcast. And if you don't catch us live, you can put us right there.
Right.
In your pocket or in your tool belt or whatever it is you put us. So put us somewhere and then listen to us later. My mom does that. She listens to us later because there's no way on God's green earth she's getting up this early. You guys are committed. And I love that about you.
You guys are the true fans, man.
That's right.
You're early. Like some of these folks have been here for an hour before.
I know. You're getting boned. And I love that.
That's exactly right. There's some bonage happening. Everybody's ready. This is great. Geez, Rumble. What? It's Rumble. It's Rumble again, man.
What did Rumble do? What is it doing?
You know how they do this? Like once a month without any warning, they say, we don't like your connection anymore. So we're going to make you get a new one. But they don't tell you that before you connect. They tell you after you've already tried to connect. And then it's too late. And you don't know that it's time for a new connection.
Make the reservation and then they don't let you keep the reservation. Is that what they do? This is what they do.
Insane. So unfortunately, I don't think we're streaming to Rumble right now, and people are going to be like, "Where are you?" But hopefully, they'll find us on another platform.
Not okay, Rumble. It's not okay.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
It's not.
You guys, it's a big week this week. It is second debate week.
Wednesday.
So that's happening Wednesday.
Already.
Another late night.
She's so upset about it. Wednesday.
Yeah, it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think, who did we say? So Burgum somehow made the stage. That's a bit of a surprise.
She's really got a thing like with Burgum. I'm not totally unsurprised by that.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's a sleeper, you guys.
Maybe he's going to be a sleeper.
I think he's a sleeper. I think people underestimate that guy. I really do. I think he's going to slink in there. He's going to boom with some answers on Wednesday. You never know.
Maybe he will.
Bit of a sleeper, this guy. North Dakota. He's going to just get in there and start answering some questions. I'm just saying, he's going to surprise some people on Wednesday.
We will see.
Burgum.
No, we will not be together for this debate. Unfortunately, we will not be together, which is a bummer. So
it is a bummer.
Be live tweeting it. I'll probably do that. But yeah, we won't be on. But
here's live Instagram it. Yeah,
it's going to be as big of a stage really as before, minus Asa. I can't think of who else isn't on the stage because it's going to be Burgum, DeSantis, Vivek, Haley, Scott, Pence, and Christie. So who knows? There's some missing from last time.
Some other losers that aren't going to be there. Some other losers that dropped out that we just don't remember because they were losers.
I don't remember. I legit don't remember who else.
Yeah, I'm sure there was some other ones that we're just not counting. There was that guy that didn't know what a Uyghur was. Wasn't he on the stage?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. What's a Uyghur?
He wasn't. Remember,
he never made the stage.
He never made it, and that's why he dropped out.
Very forgettable. I don't remember what his name is.
Suarez.
I forget.
I don't know.
Larry Elder never made it on the stage, which was not very cool. He should have made it on the stage.
So
no,
so that's not going. Trump.
Where's it going to be? Where's it? Do we know where we're?
In California. It's California. I think it's at the Reagan Library. In California.
The Reagan Library.
I think so. I might be wrong about that.
No, I think you're right about that. I think I remember hearing that yesterday. I think you're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, So, oh my gosh, thank you, Carla. I didn't wash my hair, and she's like, "I love your hair today. It's so bad. Thank you so much." Because
it does look cute.
It's not good at all. I don't think Asa's not on the stage. We know this, and so I don't think he's dropped out officially, which is crazy to me. Like, just go read the room. You know what I mean? Nobody.
Yeah, nobody. We're not that into you. We're just not that into you. We don't want to go to prom with you. Just stop it. Stop asking us. Just stop.
Yeah. So it's still going to be a pretty, it's going to be a bonkers amount of people on the stage, and Trump will not be there. I don't know. They just announced the third debate, which is going to be happening on November 8th in Miami. I doubt Trump will go to that one either. And then, you know what I'm excited about is that Chris Christie keeps saying he's going to stalk him. So I'm looking forward to that. Like, I want to see that go down. Right?
This actual stalking.
I mean, what does that look like? What does that even mean?
It's like Homer Simpson in the bushes.
But in reverse. It's in reverse. It's like Homer emerging.
Like emerging from the bushes. It's like not. That's just, it's so weird. It's just all so weird.
Yeah.
Remember when everything was more normal? Nothing is normal now.
Nothing.
Now we got Chris Christie stalking Trump and everybody is weird. Yeah, stalking is illegal. It is illegal.
But I mean, he's the one that said he was going to do it. I just don't know what he means by that. And so I'm very much looking forward to seeing.
Yeah.
Also, big announcement happened, and Kim Kardashian was involved in the announcement. A video was released saying that the Super Bowl halftime show this year will be Usher. And Kim Kardashian was like,
why?
They did like this thing where she called him and he pretended to not have time to talk to her. And she was like, no, this is really important. And he was like, what? I'm busy. And she's like, you're going to be the halftime show. I'm like, huh. And so that was, I don't know.
Why is she a part of everything? Why is that family involved? Why won't they just go away?
I don't
Why?
Know. Yeah, I just don't know why that was a thing, but that's how it was announced. And then that was released on socials everywhere. And so
it's just him.
Well, you know how it always goes. Like, he'll probably invite people to help him do things, but like, he'll be the main thing. And I'm actually kind of stoked about it because, like, you know that he's going to have Lil Jon and they're going to sing Yeah, and he's going to bring Ludacris, and I'm going to be like, so
it'll be like kind of a 90s throwback halftime show.
So.
Okay.
I mean,
all right, I can get on board with that.
I mean, I think it'll be good.
I'm
actually looking forward to it.
That's fine. Nobody will ever do it as good as Prince did it.
Oh, God, that was
right. You guys remember when he sang Purple Rain and it actually rained? You remember?
Oh, that was so good.
No one will ever do it like that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there was some really good halftime shows, and that was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
No, you can't top that. I don't think you can top that.
No. Nope.
Anyway, so that's happening. So that's the other big announcement. You mentioned getting boned. It is National Coffee Day. Did you know that, you guys? It's today.
It is
National Coffee Day.
I'm gonna have like 4 cups in honor of it. Yes.
So Bone Frog obviously not going to let the holiday go without some sort of a celebration. So today through the weekend, that's it. You have this week through the weekend to celebrate National Coffee Day. If you go to bonefrogcoffee.com/chicks and use code chicks for a limited time offer, again, it's just this week. If you buy 3 bags of coffee, you're going to get a $10 e-gift card, and you'll still get 15% off of subscriptions too. And if you don't know which one you like that you want to have every morning, they have the sample packs where you can get like a 4-ounce sample of all their blends, try it out, and then decide, okay, this is my favorite. This is the one I'm going to subscribe to. And if for some reason you are new to this show and are only hearing about Bone Frog Coffee, this is a company that was founded by Tim Cruikshank, who is the founder and CEO, a former Navy SEAL, 25-year Navy veteran. And part of the proceeds of every sale goes to foundations that support Navy SEALs and their families. And it's just, there is no better company in the world when it comes to customer service. Everybody here that's dealt with them, you guys know, you've told the stories too. There's nobody better than Bone Frog Coffee at customer service. So please support them. They are a fantastic organization. bonefrogcoffee.com/chicks. Use code CHICKS.
And their coffee is amazing. If you're a coffee snob, you will not be disappointed. Their coffee is bomb.
Bomb.com.
It is.
For
it's
real.
Amazing.
All right. The big news of the weekend, obviously, is about Senator Menendez, who's got a bit of a habit, it seems, of doing illegal, shady stuff. You may recall he was also accused of some shady prostitute-y things back in 2015, and it ended up in a hung jury. So he
prostitute-y.
He continues to be senator, and Democrats continue to vote for him. it is changing now. The tune is now changing because these crimes that he's accused of, that he's been indicted of, are really, 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 really serious. So first, to kick this off, we'll just have that guy, what's his name? Mehdi, the CNN guy or the MSNBC guy.
Right. Mehdi. I think it's
Mehdi
this
Hassan.
means Mehdi. Mehdi. Mm-hmm.
He does, to his credit, he does a very nice job breaking down exactly what's going on with these indictments. And it's bad, you guys. Here it is.
From at least 2018 up to and including in or about 2022, Menendez and his wife engaged in a corrupt relationship with 3 New Jersey associates and businessmen in which they agreed to and did accept hundreds of thousands of dollars of bribes in exchange for using Menendez's power and influence as a senator to seek to protect and enrich the 3 businessmen and to benefit the Arab Republic of Egypt. Those bribes included cash, gold, payments towards a home mortgage, compensation for a low or no-show job, a luxury vehicle, and other things of value. Now, federal agents found many of those valuable items when they executed a search warrant at the Menendez home in New Jersey in June of last year. They discovered nearly $500,000 in cash hidden in closets, in a safe, in clothing, including in these jackets embroidered with Menendez's own name. They found the new Mercedes-Benz convertible worth over $60,000, purchased by one of the defendants for Senator Menendez's wife. And they recovered several gold bars. Yes, gold bars worth over $100,000. Prosecutors say that Menendez at one point even Googled, and I quote, kilo of gold price. So Menendez and his wife are now facing 3 federal charges of conspiracy to commit bribery, conspiracy to commit honest services fraud, and conspiracy to commit extortion under color of official right. Of course, they are innocent until proven guilty, and they will get their day in court. In a statement today, the senator denied the allegations, calling them, quote, baseless. He also attacked the excesses of these prosecutors, who he says have misrepresented the normal work of a congressional office. Now, putting the potential criminality, the alleged criminality here for a second.
Oh, my God.
That is a ludicrous claim. Does Senator Menendez really think that Americans will buy that it is normal work for a United States senator to basically do the bidding of a foreign government? According to this indictment, Menendez promised to and did use his influence and power and breach his official duty in ways that benefited the government of Egypt. He provided sensitive U.S. government information that secretly aided the government of Egypt. He secretly edited and ghost-wrote a requested letter on behalf of Egypt seeking to convince other U.S. senators to release a hold on $300 million in aid to Egypt. He even signed off on military weapon sales requested by Egypt, an action that earned a thumbs-up emoji from an Egyptian official per the indictment. And to be clear, Senator Menendez did all of that as chair of the Foreign Relations Committee, where he was in a unique position to influence decisions on foreign aid.
Oh my God, it's so gross. And he's like, what? What did I do? This is just
faceless.
It's
faceless.
Don't you do that? Don't you have like $500,000 in cash and gold bars in your coat in your closet?
That's normal. That's normal.
Don't you guys have that? Don't Egyptian foreign officials buy you Mercedes?
That seems totally legit.
What? I can't with these
people.
What's
amazing too is that, they said when he got raided, it was in the summer of last year.
Yeah.
And so he's known that he was clearly under investigation, and he's still been chairing the Foreign Relations Committee this whole time.
It's like nobody cares. God. This is our government. Nobody gives a flying crap. Just let the guy still make huge decisions for us from a foreign policy standpoint. Nobody cares.
And you could literally just swap out his name with Joe Biden and Ukraine. So it's like Menendez and Egypt, Joe Biden and Ukraine, which makes me think, is this the fall guy? That's our Democrats trying to say, look, it's a completely legit justice system for everybody, because now this prominent Democrat is getting indicted. So
you could flip it out, but it is basically the same. But this guy is a jerk, according to this dude that's talking on MSNBC. But Biden did nothing wrong. It's the same damn thing. You're right. It's the same exact thing. But they make him it's like we're looking at this and going, this guy is a total schmuck for doing what he did. But Biden, what he did, it's Biden. He's a good guy. He's a totally good guy. He's a family man. Totally good guy.
It's just a father and son loving
It's
relationship.
just it is.
That's
He was
all.
just loving his son.
And interestingly, I didn't realize this, but the wife that is also implicated in these crimes, they've only been married for 3 years. Like this is a fairly new wife.
Interesting.
And
That's
so,
really
yeah,
interesting.
I thought that was interesting too. Now, Democrats are they're like throwing themselves onto all the talk shows to put their stances out there that they want him to resign.
What the hell?
It's amazing, right? Like even AOC was on a TV show, saying, oh yeah, these are really serious crimes and he should definitely resign. So far, he is not resigning. He only stepped down from the chairmanship of that committee, but he's still on the committee and he's still in the Senate, even though the governor, all these Democrat Congress people, everybody is saying he should resign. Here is Democrat Representative Spangberger, I think is her name. She's just one example that I pulled.
I also want to get your thoughts on the breaking news today. The Democratic Senator Menendez has now been charged with bribery, using his position as the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee to trade very sensitive U.S. intelligence and military aid to Egypt for money. The governor of his state is now calling for him to resign immediately. Do you echo that call?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is an issue of ensuring that our voters, the American people, those who send us to do the work for the American people on Capitol Hill, believe in us. It's also incredibly important that on the global stage, that international leaders do not think or do not even have a hint of an expectation that they can buy any sort of influence with American members of Congress. So certainly he is innocent until proven guilty, but this indictment is damning and he should resign.
Very damning indeed.
It's very damning indeed.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's like people can see right through this, right?
I mean, I would think so. I would hope so.
Yeah.
Now there's a commentator too who's talking about the fact that this was so brazen in light of the fact that he's already been through indictments like this. But because it was a hung jury, I think that made him feel more emboldened. Like nobody's going to get me. Nobody's ever going to find out. Nobody's going to catch me. Or even if they do, I'm going to get off scot-free. That's what these people believe. But this woman, and I think her last name is Reed, and she's like a CNN commentator, just marveling at how out there and obvious he was about this. Check this out.
Lawmaker.
What else stood out to you in what was nearly a 40-page indictment here?
So in addition to what's going on here allegedly with Egypt, just how brazen this was, especially from a lawmaker who just a few years ago was charged with corruption. And though that did not end with a conviction, it's just incredible to me that following that experience, really immediately following the acquittal on that particular set of charges, he is engaging in this. He has wads of cash in a jacket in his house with his name on it, right? His wife's driving around in this incredibly expensive luxury car. It's been interesting over the past 10 or so years of covering these kinds of cases. You expect that people who go through something like that, especially someone who's a U.S. lawmaker, you're under scrutiny for everything in your life. You would expect those people would be more discreet if they were going to engage in this kind of behavior
or
not engage in this kind of behavior. But I've seen this again and again. People are somehow inexplicably emboldened.
They're emboldened.
What am I watching right now? It's like, it's a mind screw. Like Trump was impeached for a phone call.
Yeah.
For a phone call. Like what? And they're trying to make it look like there's not a two-tiered system of justice. You know what I mean? That's what they're trying to do.
That's what they're trying to do.
I think that, yeah. Well, I mean, it totally seems like it, right? And I guess some people are buying this load of garbage, but like, then there are others that are just like, you're trying to mess with you can't do that. You can't mess with my brain. We're totally onto you. Like I know that you got your marching orders that you're going to like try to make this guy some sort of a scapegoat or whatever, but it's too late. You know, a lot of us are onto your bull crap and we're not buying what you're selling. It's just unreal how they do this, you know, how they try to spin this. It's like they all are in cahoots and they put this load of garbage out. It's just unreal. The Bidens did that. They did the same thing. It's so crazy how
they were
try to
just
make-
better at hiding it. You know what I mean? They're better at they're establishing shell companies instead of having printed embroidered jackets with all the cash stuffed in the pocket.
Sorta. I mean, they sorta were better at hiding it. I mean, it's like they had like the FBI and the DOJ and everybody else hiding it for them.
Right, right.
I mean, but they kind of were better at hiding it. They had like a crackhead son who was out there not hiding anything. We were all subjected to seeing all of his junk. I mean, this is the thing, but I'm just appalled by what I'm seeing. It's craziness. It's like, it's such a, this is gaslighting, right? This is like the ultimate gaslighting. Really?
Well, not as bad as what you're about to see, which is Menendez's excuse or rationale, because again, he continues to say these claims are baseless, but wait until you hear why he thinks this indictment happened.
Gifts. Menendez denies all wrongdoing, saying that he feels that there's been a rush to judgment because he's Latino, stating those who believe in justice believe in innocence until proven guilty. I intend to continue to fight for the people of New Jersey with the same success I've had for the past 5 decades. The senator is expected to appear in federal court on Wednesday, and he was tried 6 years ago on unrelated bribery charges.
Okay.
He was cleared by a hung jury. And
there it is. Pull the race card, everybody. I'm Latino.
He's Latino, you guys. How dare you?
Right. So, I mean, as a Latina, of course I'm going to have gold bars in my closet. How dare you guys?
I cannot believe that is what I had if it were not for his name, I
wouldn't have
even
known.
with his name, I'm just I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's got a background way back when. Because looking at him, I would have never, ever, ever, ever thought that man is a Latino.
He's a Latino. Yeah, it's just the dumbest crap. I'm a Latino. That's why they're telling me that I'm in trouble. It's because I'm a Latino. They're targeting me, you guys. They're targeting me.
It doesn't have anything to do with the gold bars.
No. Or the oh my God. I cannot believe this guy. Oh, but he's a Democrat. So you should believe it because he's going to pull that card. Crazy.
And they have text messages, they have emails, they have so much evidence against him that there's just no question that he was involved in some shady,
Shiite. Yeah. Yeah. He's just, this is unreal. Wow.
Now, that said, we don't want to deter you from looking into gold for yourself the legal way.
That's true. Giant gold bars to put into your closet. Next to your jackets.
Right. True. I mean, you don't need to get an embroidered jacket with your name on it.
You don't.
But you can actually get an IRA that has the backing of gold. And that is one thing that Birch Gold does really, really well, is help convert either part of or full IRAs into precious metal investments. And we did a podcast actually that was released, I believe, yesterday with Philip Patrick from Birch Gold, who did a really, really nice job explaining all of the world conditions right now that are making interest in gold at an all-time high. And there's good rationale for that, because when the markets are really bad and when the dollar is really weak, that's when the value of gold goes up, 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 up. So this is a really good time to learn about how gold might benefit you and your financial portfolio. You can get that education that you need just by texting the word chicks to 989898. They'll send you a free information kit. You can learn all about it, and then you can decide if that's for you or if it's not for you. There's no obligation. There's none. Just text the word chicks to 989898. Get educated, and then decide on your own if that's something that you want to explore further.
You don't have to get it from Egypt.
Right. You don't even have to have gold. You don't even have to have bars. It'll just be tucked away for you in your IRA.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to some Kamala and Joe Biden. Just some goodness, because there was some they made mocking them so easy this weekend, you guys, out of control. So because we know that Kamala has done so well at being czar of the border, I mean, we can see how well that's gone. She's done super well in her czar of AI job, right? I mean, she is czaring all over the place, and
she is.
There are no results that we can point to whatsoever, actually, that she has accomplished. Not a single solitary one. So why wouldn't you just have her take on a whole new czar Right?
They're just trying to keep her busy. It's like a cat with a laser. That's what they're doing with her. They're just taking a laser and they're just like pushing it. They're just putting it all over the place with her. That's what they're doing with her because they really don't want her focusing on anything because she's so terrible at everything that she does.
But like, why are they giving her more to do when she's not doing the things that they're giving her? Like, what is the point?
It's just a distraction. It's just distracting her. You know?
Oh my God. Well, she's
maybe another hypothesis is that they think maybe something will stick. Maybe she'll be good. Maybe eventually she'll be good at something that we give her. Nothing's working. You know what I mean?
Nothing's working, but they are trying. And so she's very, very excited. She made a big announcement on video with a nice little script that was written for her. So she didn't get too word salady. But I'll let you hear straight from the horse's mouth exactly what her new exciting role is.
Everybody, so I have some big news to share. We are announcing the creation of the first ever White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention.
Oh my God.
And we are doing this work in large part because of the activism, the organizing, the marching, the voting of all of you leaders, be it students, parents, teachers, community leaders, who understand that living free from gun violence should be a right. So we're going to work on this together. We're going to continue to fight for reasonable gun safety laws and for the ability of all people to live their best lives free from fear, free from violence. Thank you for all that you have done and continue to do.
So they put this out on Instagram. And, you know, I always love to see the comments that go up after they post this kind of garbage on Instagram because they just get, as I guess the word is ratioed, they get so pummeled on social media. Who voted for these people? Seriously, because if you look at social media, nobody did. Nobody. I want to know who the 81 million people were, seriously, because everybody hates these people if you look at social media. But when I actually wrote back this and I was like, okay, so great. We're going to start a whole other department from taxpayer funded money, really from money that we're borrowing from China at this point for people to do jack squat. It's more bureaucracy. Yay. Yay. That's what they're doing. She's basically wasting more of our money to waste more of our time. That's what they're doing with this. It's a bunch of bull crap.
That's what they're doing.
And everybody was making similar. I mean, people were like, this is bull crap. This is stupid. I hate you. You guys suck. I mean, that's every, there wasn't one person in the comments. I was looking, I was scouring. There wasn't one person in the comments that was like, oh, I'm so excited. This is great. You guys are awesome. Love ya. Not one person. Everybody hates these people.
Wow.
So, so where are the people that support these yahoos? I can't find them.
I do think they're out there because I see a lot of stupid on social media. So maybe you've got the stupid filtered out really well. I see it all the time.
I don't see them. Maybe it's an Instagram thing. Maybe on Twitter, there's more people that love them.
Yeah.
On Instagram, they are hated. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just who's that idiot, that creepy little dude that gets paid so much to make his little TikToks about
Harry Sisson.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so many of those.
There's
a bunch of them.
And he doesn't really like them. He's paid to like them. It's like a paid escort.
He might believe what he's saying.
Oh my God, that kid doesn't believe it at all. That kid is given gobs of money and he's going to wake up at 30 one day and he's going to hate himself. He's going to seriously, he probably hates himself now.
Well, Joe Biden did not do the administration any favors. He spoke out a lot at quite a number of different venues and just bungled every single thing that he tried to do. So here he is reacting to having just been introduced by Kamala, ostensibly to talk about the same thing. And here he is talking about how smart she is.
Thank you, Kamala, for that introduction and for your partnership. Always fighting for freedom. She's doing an incredible job, and she really is.
Okay.
I told you I was going to have a smart vice president, an African-American woman. We got one, and I'm honored to be with all of you tonight.
Yikes. Okay. Yeah. He had, again, reading from a teleprompter.
and just so slurry, right? I mean, it's just so slurry.
I'm surprised you didn't say she's clean and articulate. Yeah. Okay.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He did want to point out that he has been at every single mass shooting. I don't know why he said it, but that's what he said.
Okay.
Created by executive order, I determined to send a clear message about how important this issue is to me and to the country. It matters, and here's why. After every mass shooting, we hear a simple message, the same message all over the country. And I've been to every mass shooting. Do something.
What? He's been to every single one.
He's been to every one of them, you guys.
They're really pushing the gun thing right now, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like
they're
that is
hard.
Yeah, they're really that's I think part of their core messaging right now. Now that they're sucking on every other thing, they gotta put fear into people with the gun thing. The gun thing is like it's coming to the forefront. It's interesting to me how they're really pushing that right now. You know, as we're nearing towards an election, guns and abortion will be those will both be really huge topics for them, issues for them. Don't you guys think that's interesting?
It's a misstep for the gun thing, because as while they keep letting criminals cross the border, just like in the thousands, more and more people are going to want the ability to protect themselves. So this is not a good strategy for them at all.
Right. And our cities are like in major decay. Yeah. People are going to be like, here's my middle finger on the gun thing.
Yeah.
They're just not going to buy it this go around.
There was also this moment again with the slurring where he talks about fundamentally transforming the economy. Listen.
Let's be clear. Kamala came into office determined to transform how the economy works.
Jeez.
Change the way it literally functions.
Yeah, you've changed it all right. You've changed the way it functions. You guys been to the grocery store lately? I bought like this much stuff at the grocery store last night. It was like $100. I went, I'm like, what? How? I bought
like
nothing.
Setting your money on fire.
Right. Yeah, you've changed it all right, buddy. Good job.
The best part, though, the most hilarious mess up was when he was trying to say LL Cool J's name.
Oh my God.
You guys, he calls him boy, okay, which is inappropriate.
Lovely.
But also just completely bungles his name, and it is hysterical. Watch.
And two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LL Cool J.
Oh my God.
By the way, that man's got biceps bigger than my thighs. I think
he's always obsessed.
And MC Light, both of you, thank you. Because they both have the light off on the mic, you know you're all here to listen to the new edition. Mike Bibbins, 40 years producing music that lifts our souls.
Oh my God, he has no idea what he's saying. None. Can you imagine if Trump called LL Cool J a boy?
Oh my God.
The world would explode.
He'd be indicted again.
Right. he'd be impeached again.
As a private citizen.
I mean, so true.
Yikes.
My God, he's such an idiot, this guy.
Well, and that's why this next little news report about polling should not come as any surprise to his campaign team or to himself or to literally anybody. Listen to this.
This, as our new poll shows, the president's approval among black voters is down 17 points since the first year of his presidency.
Good.
Mr. Biden is also down by double digits among Latinos, voters without a college degree, and independents. And as we mentioned, 59% of Democratic primary voters tell us they want to see a challenger to President Biden.
How can it not be lower?
It's amazing.
How are more black people not like the Democrats haven't done crap for me? Like they
made things worse.
Right. They keep promising me all the stuff they have for decades and they don't actually like me. This is the thing. How can we wrote about it in our book in 2014? That was almost 10 years ago. I mean, how could
it was?
It was. I know, right? It was a long freaking time ago. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. It's still the same. I mean, we wrote about it then, and it's still the same now. And it was, my God, we had talked about a history of like 10 years prior. They don't like you. So, and they have this feeling, they have this intrinsic like sense that they have to stay with the Democrat Party. It's like they have loyalty to the Democrat Party. I will never understand that. Why? They have not done anything for you. Like if you just look at their record and look at what they haven't done, I would be like, bye. I don't. You're not helping. You're not helping me at all. Yeah. And so if you just look at like the logistics and data, they don't do that. Yeah, they just have. It's an emotional tie that they have with them, and I will never understand that emotional tie they have with the Democrats. Yeah, it is. I don't get it either, but because those numbers are still extraordinarily high. Now, speaking of polling numbers, I did read, I think it was Newsweek, put out an article saying that if RFK Jr. does decide to run as an independent, 1/3 of Democrats will vote for him. 1/3. Wow. So I want him to do it because he's not going to get anywhere running as a Democrat. He's just not. Like, this is pointless. I wonder how many Republicans will vote for him. Well, that's the thing. I mean, he could literally pull votes from both sides, and it could be the first time ever. I mean, it would still be a Democrat winning if he won, but at least it would be a Democrat that isn't 100% psycho. You know what I mean? Like, right. Still a pretty high percentage, but not 100% psycho. maybe just like, I don't know, 40% psycho. Yeah. Right. At this point, isn't that better? It's better than the one we have is in full blown dementia. And the puppet strings are not him. I mean, the guy who's running the country, it's freaking Obama's running the country. Let's just get real. It's like his, third term. That's what's happening right now. So, but because I keep seeing the polls too that either Trump and Biden are neck and neck or that Trump's a little bit ahead nationally, which doesn't really matter for the Electoral College, but it's still, you look at those numbers and it's a big deal, right? And I keep hoping, like I am just so hoping that Biden is the guy, because even though nobody wants him, that could be what allows us to win. If they put anybody else up, we are toast. Like it's not going to go well. I'm a little worried about that too. Yeah. So I really want it to be Biden. I really want it to be him. Yeah. Fauci, your boy, who I know you love. We really get along, he and I. You're going to love this because so DeSantis, which I love, there was a clip of him calling Fauci an elf, which I was like, he is listening to our show. He's the evil elf. He's the evil elf. He's a little evil elf. And DeSantis will just say it. Well, because he said that, now Fauci is accusing him of inciting violence. Oh my gosh. You have to hear it for yourself. That is so rich. Oh my gosh. Here it is.
Play you something that Ron DeSantis said about you last year. Have a listen. Right.
And I'm just sick of seeing him. I know he says he's going to retire. Someone needs to grab that little elf and chuck him across the Potomac.
I mean, I have to ask, do you consider that to be a threat from the governor of Florida? Because to me, it looks like he's inciting violence. I wonder what your reaction is when you hear someone saying you should be attacked.
Well, it's a complicated issue, but I have become, by people who know nothing about me, who don't investigate what I've said I've been done, I've become the symbol of what the far-right extremists feel that I'm the one who had to, in an uncomfortable way. I wasn't pleased with that. I wasn't happy to do it, that I had to publicly disagree with the President of the United States. That was very painful for me because I have a great deal of respect for the presidency of the United States. But I felt in order to just maintain my own personal and professional integrity and my responsibility to the American public, I had to say it like it was, and I had to do it publicly. That triggered a degree of negativity towards me on the part of the far right, that all of a sudden, when you have anger, in some cases maybe justifiable anger of one ideological group against the other, you need a symbol like somebody has got to be the object of the anger.
But it's not just crazy. I mean, that's a man who wants to be president.
No, but what I'm saying, I'm going to get to that. What happens is that if you become the symbol of the object of people's anger, even people who know nothing about you know the fact that in my career, I've been involved in saving literally millions of lives that people, forget that. Is that I become that symbol. And then when they say something like that, you get somebody who doesn't know anything at all about me, who's crazy, says, wow, I'm going to go get that person, or that person should be killed.
Right.
Oh my
right.
God. He just said he wanted to chuck you across the room.
Right. He called him
violent.
He referred to himself as science. And he's like, people just don't know who I am. They don't know. They don't know who I am. I am science, but they don't know who I am.
Millions of lives.
I have. And I should do another Vanity Fair cover and another documentary about myself and another this and another that, another TV show. And this, he literally was a media whore. He is so self-serving. He is so arrogant. He is like me. And he's like, but people don't know who I am. They don't know who I am. They just don't know. And he's crazy.
They would love me.
He's crazy. Oh my God, that guy. What a jerk.
I know. And so if you think back, because now it seems like worlds away, that we were all dealing with lockdowns and mandates and all of the crazy, it was just yesterday, right? Like it kind of feels like it's infiltrating again. Now we're starting to hear from very powerful voices within the World Economic Forum and within, what's the other crazy, huh?
Are you talking about who? World Economic Forum
and is also, I mean, so all of these agencies that were directly responsible or who at least support the idea of lockdowns and mandates and emergencies declared by our governments, they are now shifting their focus from COVID to climate change, and they want to do the exact same thing. So it's really frightening. I'm going to play a little bit of like the terrifying voices, but then also the voices of reason who are getting louder, thankfully. We're going to kick it off with this economic forum advisor named Yuval Harari, who is literally in real time saying, you know what? People were so easy to mold during COVID. We could totally do that with climate change.
Yep.
Here he is.
It's not an extremely deadly virus. It's not the Black Death. And look what it's doing to the world. So now just try to think what will be the implications of a much bigger problem like climate change. Also, conceptually, it shows that, and here I completely agree with you, Rutger, that it shows you that you can change things on a massive scale. That, and again, you can stop all flights. You can lock down entire countries. You can actually do that, and life goes on in some way.
My God.
And this, I would say, may make us more open to radical ideas about how to deal also with climate change.
Is that guy German? He sounds German.
I don't know.
He sounds German and it freaks me out and I don't like it because it's just, you know what I mean? Why is it always the Germans? No offense against anybody who's German, but it's freaking me out.
I think I have the solution for you. And in fact, it's in this little montage. There's a German member of parliament by the name of Christine Anderson, who you will love.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Is one of the voices of reason. She'll convince you to not just say Germans are bad.
No, listen, I have German ancestry. I mean, and I'm just saying that I don't like it when the Germans are saying stuff like that. Like, just stop. Yeah.
Right. Well, Laura Ingraham, I have a couple clips of her because she's been talking about this actually for a few weeks now. So a couple different clips from two different sets of guests on her show about this very issue. Here's the first one. And
go.
Joining me now is Ned Ryan, American CEO. Ned, great to see you tonight. It seems that the goal of this crowd is to kind of create the same panic about climate change that they successfully created around COVID. Do I have this wrong?
No, you have it correct. I mean, first of all, we have to accept the World Economic Forum is a fanatical political organization that uses fear and manipulation like COVID hysteria, like the hoax of global warming, to really facilitate people thinking that somehow they're the saviors. But really all you're doing is helping them accomplish their goal, which really is a global public-private fascist movement and fusion of big government, big tech, big money to create a technocratic ruling elite, which conveniently is them. And really, Laura, if you want to look at a different way, too, with the World Economic Forum, they want to create feudalism 2.0, in which we are serfs and they are the lords ruling over us. You'll have nothing and be happy is one of the things that comes out of Davos. That's what they're aiming for. They're aiming for feudalism in which we are serfs and we should be happy that they are ruling over us.
And why do we have any part of that crap whatsoever as American, as America? Why do we even entertain them? Like our leadership should be like, we're America, screw you. We want no part of the WEF. We are a constitutional republic. We are the greatest experiment ever. F you. Like, we want no part of that. That's what our leadership should be saying. Like, Davos can bite me. You know what I mean?
Well, and Trump said that. I mean, that was one thing he cut off the WHO, which was such a good move on his part. And so the fact that there seems to be this push to get more and more globally connected and all in sync on this new global agenda, that should terrify everybody. And
yes, it should.
I'm so glad that Laura Ingraham and others are speaking out. Here's a second clip with a different panel of folks talking about the same thing. Because the weird part too is I think if you polled America, there would be like 15% of the country would even give a shit about this issue, because most people are like, I just want to feed my family.
Right.
I don't worry about the weather. Okay.
No.
But this is the push. And here is more about that.
And go.
We didn't vote on car gas bans. California legislature didn't even vote on it.
I know is in favor of any of this. I mean, listen to the crazies on college campuses and the activist types, but I don't hear Americans clamoring for higher gas prices. Please take our gas stoves away. Please give us these mandates on the EVs in our states. Who's asking for this?
No one is. But of course, during COVID, we all rolled over for big government. And so big government now thinks it can do whatever it wants. All it needs to do is declare a climate emergency. They want it to go from COVID lockdowns into a climate lockdown, and that's where we're headed, because they think we'll just take it.
Yeah, I predicted this 3 years ago, the climate lockdowns, racial lockdowns. This never ends. Anything to take your personal freedoms away. Shouldn't...
Yeah, not all of us rolled over. And not all of us will roll over, but she's right. I mean, they are right. There are going to be the people who are like, oh yeah, big government. I mean, it's literally a liberal versus conservative thing. But listen, there were conservatives who bought into this garbage too. There were conservatives who were lockstep with the government too. But then they started waking up and they were like, oh my God. But this time around, I don't think they will do that.
I don't think so either. I think people are tuned in to what's happening and they're bracing themselves for the attempt by the governments to do this again. And it's just not happening.
Precisely.
Here's Christine Anderson. Here's the woman that I told you about. Other people in the comments are saying that Yuval Harari is actually Israeli. So he's not German. That first guy.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just said that accent. I was just like, oh my gosh. It's like, I think it's just because I watched a Schindler's List over the weekend. And I just,
that wasn't your first time.
No, I've watched it before, but when you watch Schindler's List and then you watch it again, you just cry and cry and cry at that movie. Like that movie is so, it affects your soul in every way. Like I've watched that movie like 3 times.
Have you really? That's a one and done for me. I can never watch that again.
Oh my gosh. And it's one of those movies that like, I wish I don't want to say middle schooler. I think it's probably a freshman in high school must watch movie. I think every freshman in high school should have to watch that movie. They should be mandated to watch it, because I don't think kids are being taught about the Holocaust anymore. I really don't think they are. I think there's a lot of history that's just not being taught in our public schools. I think it should be like, I'll force my daughter to watch. I mean, I say force, but I'll sit her down and I'll watch it with her, because I don't think that she'll be taught the Holocaust in the way that it should be taught, if she's taught it at all. It'll be taught like very briefly, I think, in a way that is not holistic. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, not the way that I was taught it. And like our older kids, I mean, like my oldest daughter, she took like courses on it in college. I mean, it's like they understood it in a way that it needed to be understood. And they have a respect for, I mean, they're both conservative, our older kids, I think, and they made it through college conservative. And in part because of the way they were taught history. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like there's a way to teach history where kids understand that you don't repeat it. And I think a lot of that has to do with the way they were taught history, and kids are not taught history well now. And I think that a lot of kids end up liberal because of it. They're not taught history well. And so that's why I think a lot of kids, I think everybody should be taught history well. Everybody should, I think all those kids, at least by the age of 14, 15, they should have to watch movies like that. It's just such that movie, best thing, was it Steven Spielberg? He's the one that best thing he ever did.
Okay, so here's Christine Anderson on this topic again, just sounding the alarm bells, right? Like she's one of the voices of reason who I think you'll appreciate.
This whole COVID thing is just one aspect. Take the climate change. You know, it's we're all going to die. Seriously, this time for real. You know, kind of. At least that's what your TV is telling you. So they're already talking about climate lockdowns. There's counties in Great Britain, they already passed legislation that would enable them to impose climate lockdowns, meaning if, you know, whatever number exceeds whatever threshold, they can lock you down. And then you will stay in your assigned area, which leads us up to these despicable 15-minute ghettos. That's just a preparation for future climate lockdowns. And I swear to God, it's true. Because what they realized during COVID is when they imposed these curfews, and in Germany, it was like you were not allowed to leave your house for more than 15 kilometers. Well, why did they have to allow you at least this 15 kilometers radius? Well, because the infrastructure wasn't set up. And they will do that with these 15-minute ghettos. You will have everything you need for your daily need within a 15-minute walking distance. And if you think that the next lockdown, you will be allowed to move 15 kilometers around your house, no, you won't. Wow. Don't even count on that. They will lock you down.
I don't even understand. I don't get it. Like somebody needs to explain to me how do they measure that? How would they lock you down based on what? Based on like carbon credits? I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well, that's a total goal, to have a QR reader on your phone that if you pass a certain border, you got to show a code that says I'm allowed to do this. I mean, there was some of the countries in Europe actually had those QR code readers for their vaccine passports. Remember that? I mean, this is not this far out of the realm of possibility. This is what global organizations like WEF want. They want that level of control over people. People will revolt in this country. There will be there will be a freaking civil war. I mean, that's not even hyperbole. Like, I'm not even saying that to be like a jerk about it. I'm not trying to be a jerk, and I'm not even trying to be like hysterical. People just won't deal with that in this country. Like I live in an area where that's just people won't handle that well. They won't do it. I hope that people won't. But they have all of this confidence because they saw how easy it was to control everybody the last go around.
It's okay. Listen, it's one thing when you say to people, you're going to die from a virus. All right. You're going to die from a virus. And if you don't stay in your home, it's another thing entirely when you say to people, you can't go like past I'm just making this up because I don't even understand it. You can't go past a 50-mile radius because you're going to hurt the weather. You're going to, you know what I mean? Even though China is doing jack crap. China's not doing anything to help the environment, but you Americans who are supposed to be adhering to a constitution, which we have basically shit on at this point, have to adhere to these rules that we're making up as we go along because we want this ultimate power over you. And so you have to adhere to these rules now, and you can't go past this 50-mile radius, and you have to do this because I'm in control of you. The WEF now is in control of you. And so you have to adhere to people will not do it.
The reason that China is not doing anything is because they're already communist. They already have control over all their people. So they don't have to go through all of these hoops and pretend that like, oh, we're interested in climate. They already have, they've already made all their people lose their freedom. And we're Americans, thankfully, are much more resistant to this kind of control from the government.
You'd hope so.
The problem is that look at this poll. You guys were wondering, well, who is it that's voting for Biden? Look at this was a Real Clear Politics poll. Oh my God. Almost half of Democrats say free speech should be legal only under certain circumstances. And 34% of Democrats say we have too much freedom. What the hell?
Yeah, that's insanity.
What in the hell?
I want a divorce so bad. Irreconcilable differences, you guys. This is why people, and I have people write me, like people will send me messages that watch the show and they're like, Daisy, that could never happen. We could never have a divorce. It just wouldn't work. And I'm like, why not? Just give us Texas. All right. I'm so sick. I'm serious. Like it's at some point, like there's just such a disconnect in ideology. How can you think we have too much freedom? How can you think that? What? Like,
and it's just un-American. Like if that's what you think, you don't understand your own country and you need to GTFO.
Right. Then you really don't. You really don't understand America. What is wrong with you? Like there's something seriously wrong with your brain. If you really believe that we have too much freedom, we have too much. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Then pay more taxes, take in more illegals, do all the things that you think you should be doing, and leave me out of it. And I want a divorce.
Our buddy Nathan, thank you so much. He says many leftists hate cars and push walkable cities for this very reason. They hate traditional freedom of movement. Yeah, because that's freedom of movement is so basic to just freedom in general that Democrats are trying to, and it leaves you out of their control. When you have the freedom to go where you want and do what you want, then the government's like, wait a minute, how do I control you if you keep moving everywhere? I can't, and I don't like that. And so, it is a problem. You want to have we're going to do a compare and contrast video now because Justin Trudeau, very, very adamant about Canada continuing to send millions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. And I love whoever edited this video, not what he's saying, mind you. This is not edited. The speech is not edited, but the close up and the angle of the camera is what is edited. And it is so perfectly done. And you'll see why, because you want to hear somebody that sounds like back in the day, Germany, Justin Trudeau. Oh my God. Watch this.
Canadians know this is a question of right or wrong. Canadians know that, yes, it is incredibly hard for Ukraine to continue to stand against a Russian aggression. And let's be honest, it's hard for the democracies around the world who are there to support their citizens, who are investing for the future, who are challenged with a challenging economy around the world to continue to step up as Canada has with close to $9 billion in aid for Ukraine. But we will, because the cost on Canadians, on our lives, on our world will be so much greater if Putin wins this war that we will and have to stand every single day until Ukraine wins this war.
Oh,
what
my God. That guy.
God.
Yeah. He's
oh my God.
Completely out of control. Yeah.
Wow.
No words.
I know. And like, I want you to compare and contrast that to, this is Dominic Tarczynski. He's a Polish member of parliament, and he's got some stats to report about Poland that have to do specifically with migration. You know, Poland, in case you guys don't know, have been very, very conscious of their border. They are very, very controlling of their border.
I love it. This
do not let they don't let Muslim immigrants into their country ever. And as a result of that, they have had an unmatched record of success. I'll let the MEP tell you all about it.
The lowest unemployment in European Union is Poland.
The highest GDP after COVID in European Union is Poland. One of the lowest debts in European Union is Poland. So don't give us this rubbish about the need of educated immigration, as we heard yesterday. We don't need your doctors. We don't need your engineers. Take them all and pay for them. We don't need them. You know why? Because there's a 0 terrorist attacks in Poland. Why? Because there is no illegal migration in Poland. So don't give me this look. Don't give me this arguments about the populism, because this is a fact. This is your data from Eurostat. So we don't need your engineers. We don't need your doctors. Take them. Do not teach us. Do not teach us about democracy, because we know what the democracy is. So learn from Poland. Be like Poland. Thank you very much.
God, I love him. Yeah, Poland knows what's up.
They know what's up, man.
Poland has been through some shit, and they know what's up. And they're like, you know what? We're not doing what you want us to do. We're not going to do any of this stuff. We're going to do what we want to do, and they're doing it right.
Call us xenophobic.
Whatever.
Don't care.
We don't care. We've been through some stuff.
Yeah.
And so I don't care. You can call us all the names. Sticks and stones, bitches. We don't care. Seriously. Like, my God, they don't give any craps, and I love them for it. And they're better off.
Yeah.
God bless them. I wish we could be like Poland.
It would be nice. We would have a lot fewer problems. Faux show.
That's true.
I'm going to show you a couple of clips. Well, first, let me thank some people. Allie Rue Gaudette, thank you. She says we should just go back to horse and buggy. I mean, at this point, we probably will, because like everything is so cray, and cars are soon going to be illegal, and like everything is nuts. Carrie Oakley, Oikel. I don't know how to say your name, but thank you. Carrie says, read Agenda 21. It explains their plan. After people woke up, they changed the name to Agenda 2030. Yeah, that's something to definitely Google if you haven't already. And Shelley says, do you remember in The Hunt for Red October when Sam Elliott's character is amazed that he will be able to freely travel to anywhere in the country? We must protect our freedom. Amen to that. Mm-hmm. Let me show you this amazing moment that happened. We've shown her a lot. This really beautiful, and so her voice is so soothing. This this political reporter at CNN, Abby Williams, I think is her name. We've shown her quite a bit because she does a lot of interviews, and there's something just very calming and soothing about her voice. But she had Matt Gaetz on, and she was not prepared, you guys, at all. Here's how it went.
Pressure, followed by some Democrats.
Sorry.
Should note that you did vote against the defense appropriations bill this week.
No, I didn't.
The rule.
You're wrong.
The rule to
Abby, this is going to be a very embarrassing moment when the internet corrects you on this. I voted for the defense rule both times.
Well, I stand corrected. Congressman, appreciate you joining us tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Yeah, she's like, and I gotta go. Oh God, I just crapped my pants. I really just crapped them. Oh my God.
I mean, I can't help but like her a little bit, even though
I know but
she's so, I mean, there's something just very likable about her.
She's very calm. She's very, very calm. So it's easy to, easy to like the calmest.
It's a stark contrast to that horrible pinch face biatch Caitlin Collins.
Yeah, she's the worst.
In this clip, you guys, she's sitting down with Netanyahu, trying desperately to get him to hate on Trump, and he will just not play. And it is awesome. Check this out.
Thank you.
Her face.
When was the last time you spoke to former President Donald Trump?
I got a note from him a few months ago when I won the election.
What did it say?
Congratulations. When I won the election.
He criticized you in an interview with Barack Ravid of Axios. He said that he felt you were disloyal to him because you called to congratulate President Biden on his victory. I mean, he used an expletive. What would you say is the status of your relationship?
I appreciate what the president did, what President Trump did. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem. He recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital. He recognized our sovereignty over the Golan Heights. He went out of what I thought was a disastrous Iran agreement. He did these and other things.
So those comments
and
don't bother you?
You know, I've been long enough in the political life to look, to put aside, you know, the periodic ebb and flow of emotion, and to look at the substantive positions that leaders and allies have done. And I respect what was done, and I appreciate it. So I don't particularly care for that. I mean, I don't care about it, is the way I would say it.
Yeah.
She did not expect
He doesn't
that.
care. This isn't high school, Caitlin. And so maybe that was a dumb question is what he should have said, you know, but he handled that so beautifully because he's so buttery awesome is what he is. His voice is like butter, you guys. I love his voice.
Her mouth makes me so angry.
Yeah. And her fake bake. Did you see her fake tan? I didn't like
Yeah.
that. The fake tan was not working for her. She probably should have reconsidered that.
I did not like that at all.
Yeah. Dumb question. Dumb question. Just stop with the Trump hating. The TDS is getting old.
Yeah. It's just, and you're just, why?
It's just
shut
so
up.
amateur. It's so amateur. And like he was looking, you know, he was thinking that, you know, he was like, this chick is such an amateur and I just don't have time for this. I am BB, you know?
And of all the questions to ask him, like,
Right.
what was the point of even bringing Trump up?
Are you guys still friends? Yeah, are you guys
when
friends
did you
or what?
talk to him? Like, have you
What
guys
did he
talked?
say? What did he say in his letter? He's such a jerk. What did he say? I mean, God.
I mean, to be fair,
Loser.
she's right that it was ridiculous of Trump to be like, he's disloyal because he congratulated somebody else.
Listen, he said it just exactly it's politics. This
Right.
is what they do. And he understands that. Trump understands that. Grown men understand that. Grown-ups understand that. Caitlin does not understand that.
I hate that part of politics. I hate it.
It's like when people, you know, talk about the whole Ted Cruz thing, you know, and how he made fun of his wife and all that kind of stuff during the campaign. I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, it's a knockdown, drag out fight.
It's gross.
When you get to the throne, right? But I mean, this is what they do. And then they're like, all right, we're friends now. Whatever. This is what they do.
Mike Norton, you shut up. He's like, get your head out of DeSantis's ass. I didn't even mention him. What the hell? Oh my God. You guys need to calm down about me actually just criticizing Trump ever when it's deserved. Okay. Sometimes all of these guys deserve criticism, all of them. And so I'm going to call them out. And I don't care if you get mad about it. Okay. Enough. You guys are psycho when it comes to the DeSantis ass kissing or whatever. I did not even mention him. You psycho. My God. My God. Okay, we're going to move on because we have to talk about Gays Against Groomers. If you haven't heard about Gays Against Groomers, this is an organization. Oh my gosh, they're so fabulous. And they're on all the socials. So they are gays and lesbians who are sick and tired of being lumped in with the trans weirdos.
Yeah, and like a lot of gay people want to get rid of, instead of LGBT, they just want to be LGB and get rid of all the other crap at the end.
Yeah,
because those people are ruining it. Because one is like an actual, like one's a choice. You know what I mean? Like transgender is sort of a choice. I think they feel like being lesbian and gay is not really a choice. You're born that way, right? That's what
most of the time. Now it's like it's
right.
trendy and
you're right. That's a very good point. Right. Mm-hmm.
So Gays Against Groomers, fantastic organization. And there were a couple that were on a podcast of some sort talking about their rationale for being part of this organization. So first that, and then we'll show you an example of a trans parent person who transitioned their child. It's just another example of how psycho these people are. But first, Gays Against Groomers.
You know, it's hard to even blame people that for starting to think more negatively about us, just because that's all you see.
Yeah,
that's all you see.
You see the rainbow shoved in your face everywhere you go, and then every time there isn't a quote unquote rainbow event, it's not like it was 10 years ago where gay people are walking down the street arm in arm with straight people saying, hey, we just want to be treated equal. Now it's people in BDSM gear or this fetish gear
with
walking down the street with kids with their dicks hanging out. Like this shit's it's gotten insane.
You know,
dude.
we got to talk about the parents too.
Yeah.
Like, why are parents? I try and tell them, like, please, this is not what you think it is anymore. You know,
but they're
like,
virtue signaling. Like they take their kids to these events because they think that's how they show their support for the gay community.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
we don't want anything to do with that because it is such a fringe minority of the gay community. But I think most people are like me and Jamie here. Like, even whenever I heard about gays against groomers, because my mom told me about gays against groomers, and I was like, I don't want to be associated with a bunch of gay people. Like, I am gay people, but I'm like, no. And then I looked and I was like, oh, other people like me actually exist.
Like, normal people that are actually also gay.
Yes.
Right.
Like I didn't know that they were out there.
Identity of the world.
Right. I was like, I'm not part of this. Like I might be who I am, but like I'm not associated with that stuff.
Yeah.
But there's so many of us, which is why our voices are so necessary.
Yeah. It's a big deal, dude. It's a big deal what you guys are doing.
We're trying.
Massive
We're
deal.
trying. They're pushing back very hard.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't like
weird.
us very much.
Yeah, there's a lot of conservative gay people. I mean, we have many friends who are gay, and they're just like, just like that person said, I don't want to associate with these weirdos.
Right.
And then they just keep quiet. And that's what sucks, is that they keep quiet. They're the quiet, like, I don't want to say minority, but I think there's more of them out there than they think there are. And it's just like the weird whack jobs are the ones that are the loudest. And so people think that that's what gay people are. That's not what gay people are. Yeah.
And here's an example of the kind of person they are desperately trying to gain distance from. This is freaking whack.
Starting at the age of 2, she was already telling us,
Oh my God.
I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. You'd be like, oh, you're such a cute little boy. Nope, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. She was struggling a lot with tantrums. They thought it was sensory processing disorder. And then when she was 4.5, she went to the gender clinic at Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago. And, you know, the doctor sat down and said, are you a girl? And she said, yep. And he's like, okay, from now on, you're a girl. And it was like a light switch. It went from this really hard toddler trying to get her to navigate the world and put on clothes and tantruming to the easiest kid ever.
Do you remember when you realized you were a girl?
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's a real shocker that there's a trans kid that is from trans people.
Yeah,
trans
who would have
parents.
ever seen that coming?
I'm shocked, you guys.
I mean,
Shocked
come
and dismayed.
on. God.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Yeah, never, ever saw that
What are
coming.
the
And the
chances?
reason, well, you know, she was throwing tantrums, so clearly she's a whole other gender, and I need to take her to a gender clinic to validate that. And of course, the doctor at the gender clinic is like, "Oh, you're a girl? Okay, well then that's how it's going to be from now on."
Right? Yeah.
Well,
That
as soon as you turn into a teenager, we'll chop your boobs off or add them or whatever. I can't even keep up with what he started at. It doesn't.
Yeah.
matter.
It
It's
is
psycho.
child abuse. It's absolute child abuse.
Yeah, it's oh my God.
And there's going to be so many of these kids that we're going to see. Just fast forward 10 years, we're going to start hearing story after we already hear them, but story after story after story of these kids that are so freaking messed up,
and they're suing. That's the
and
best
they're
part.
suing. Right.
That's the best part. That's what needs to happen to these clinics is more and more lawsuits, more loss of money, and more. I mean, there's other countries are starting to recognize how dangerous the puberty blockers are. Other countries are like, this is crazy. We got to put a stop to this. I don't know why America sometimes is so behind the 8 ball on some of the stuff, but it's going to take lawsuits. It's going to take gays against groomers. It's going to take more voices of reason speaking out.
And I hope they sue specific individual doctors.
I think they are. And the clinics themselves. Yeah. That's what needs to happen for sure. Okay. It's time for whack.
What was my whack today? I totally forget. It was
pregnant girl.
Oh yeah, this pregnant girl. She did maternity photos that look like she was mourning something.
The loss of her
the loss of her singlehood. And I just thought this was kind of whack. Now some people thought it was really funny and thought it was really cool. You know how people do like maternity photos? This isn't even really like I don't know. It is maternity photos, but for her, it was like, here's my ultrasound and I'm mourning the loss of my singlehood. And And when you look at the comments, it's mixed. It was like, okay, I think this is really funny. I love this because she was a total party girl. And then a lot of people were like, this is really morbid and sick because your kid one day is going to grow up and see these pictures and think, well, was I not wanted? Like, this is kind of weird, you know? And most people like celebrate the fact that they're pregnant. This chick looks like she's not celebrating, you know? And somebody
And
said,
she says she's super excited and that like she
Right.
can't wait to be a mom and that this is all in good fun.
yeah, but the optics, the visual of this does not convey I'm excited. Yeah. So
it just made me Chrissy Teigen face so hard.
yeah, I didn't like it. To me, I don't like it. I think it looks really bad because, you know, like whether you have a boy or a girl, I just think, okay, when your kid grows up, they're going to look at those pictures and be like, wow, so you were mourning like something rather than celebrating me. Like, I think that's really weird, but you guys, to each their own. Some people think this kind of stuff is funny. I don't know. They are forever pics. Yeah. So I thought it was whack.
It's whack. It's kind of whack.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people do stuff for attention nowadays. Like, what can I do to be really different and really out there
and
what
really viral?
Yes, and really viral. And I think she probably did it to be viral. And I think that is complete. Can we just not? Can you just not?
Can we just
lady?
Not?
Yeah. So that was whack. Mm-hmm.
It is time for some MyPillow talks. Please support MyPillow by going to mypillow.com/chicks and then use code chicks and you're going to get 50% off. They're amazing sets of towels. 6 towels are included in their sets. They're like $39.99 when you use code chicks at mypillow.com/chicks. It's just one of many hugely discounted items you can get at mypillow.com/chicks. Check it out. Support them. Support us. It's all good. And you're going to love the products. All right. I got very, very invested in a snake story on TikTok. I'm only going to show you parts 2 and 3.
Okay.
But this woman is exactly how I would be in a snake situation. I don't care how small the snake is. It's a freaking snake. Okay. It's a snake. Here is what she was trying to do when she found a snake inside the house.
I'm shaking.
Well, when there's a
I
little
shouldn't be
snake.
scared of a little tiny snake, but I'm sorry. I don't know what kind of snake it is. And he's not happy. And I just want to get him out of here.
It's a baby. There's got to be a mama nearby.
Oh, God, a mama. Oh, my God.
That's the thing. That's what I would be thinking.
He wants me so bad. He wants me so bad. Okay, listen. Listen, I'm trying to help you, okay? I gotta get
And
you
she wants to let it outside.
Why? Just kill it.
I know. I'd be like,
I would
putting
just
it down the garbage disposal.
Oh, I just kill it. Yeah.
How though? How would you kill it?
Well, probably with the shovel. I just would kill it.
He jumped on me.
Just hack that thing up. Sorry, guys.
But that means you got to get it outside.
Everybody's like, snakes are your friends. Really? In
No.
what dimension are snakes your friends? What? My husband would like pick that thing up and take it outside. That's how freaking weird he is. I mean, he's just like a lot of y'all. My husband would be like, it's your friend. I know. They eat things. They eat all the things. That's what my husband would say. It's food chain, blah.
She finally decided that she was going to just pick it up with a glove. I don't know if I could be this brave.
Nope.
I'm just gonna man up.
She's like psyching herself up.
I'm just gonna.
Oh my God.
Just gonna grab it.
There is a mama somewhere nearby. That's all I'd be concerned about. Don't kill snakes. No. No.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
My husband would say the same thing. Don't kill it, Daisy.
Look at that. Oh, please.
She is like unnecessarily scared though. Like she is.
Oh, I would be exactly like this. Exactly like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And filming it. I don't know if I'd film it either.
I need you to stop moving fast, and I need you to calm down so I can get you out, okay?
Oh my God.
Can you just be still?
It's just a itty bitty.
Okay, look. Okay, look. I'm gonna do this. Oh God! Okay. Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay.
It's pretty. Just get the tail, lady. Get it. Pick it up.
Crying.
We're crying out loud. Just pick it up. Oh my God. Does she get it? I'm like losing my mind. Good Lord. Pick it up. She's going to drop it if she doesn't get like a good grasp on it. Oh my God, this woman. I feel like this woman does not have children. She's like,
okay.
Grab it.
Oh, I got it.
So she got it.
Good Lord, that was exhausting. I'm gonna need a nap after that. My God, just pick it up. Okay.
She does take it outside and then she lets it go like a yard away from hers.
So
like
she puts it in her neighbor's yard. She's like, you deal with it, neighbors. Oh my God.
But man, that I would be exactly like her, if not worse, because I don't think I could pick it up, even with a glove. I don't think I could do it. I could not.
Yeah, if that little, I probably could pick up a little one like that. But the big ones, I mean, I don't know. I just kill it. I'm just being honest. I probably would just, everybody's like, don't kill it. I just probably would.
Oh my God.
I don't need to be friends with snakes. I'm sorry.
I think what I could do is like put on 2 gloves and get a trash bag and then kind of like grab it so that it would fall like into the trash bag. And then I would tie that thing up and throw it away and hopefully it would suffocate.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
And then for the rodent population, we have traps for that. So, I mean, so nope ropes, Bob, nope ropes.
Nope ropes for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's a disgusting animal. Here is an amazing animal. Now, if this was my job, no, we're going to get to that.
Okay.
If this was my job, I would never get my job done because I would be too busy feeding eagles.
Oh my God. They're so beautiful. They are so.
What, you want your fish, Matt?
Oh God, they're so beautiful. There's more than one.
There's so many.
Oh my gosh. They are beautiful.
What's going on with this guy?
He's like, I'm gonna have that. That's mine.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that the coolest?
Gorgeous. And he lets him pet him.
Yeah.
Oh my
amazing.
Gosh. I would just die. That is so cool. That's America.
America.
Heck
America.
Yeah. Awesome.
This particular Gen Zer has a question for our age group, and it just made me laugh, more so because of the comments in response to her. So she wants to know, like, how did you guys live without information right at your fingertips? My favorite thing about this is that Google, the official Google account, responded.
Oh my God. Okay.
And it's just great. So here she is.
Okay, this is a genuine question to like older people. What did you do before you could look something up? Like if you saw someone and you were like, oh, they remind me of that actor. What was that? What's his name?
Like this.
And you couldn't, and none of your friends knew. Would you go to a library? Okay, without Google Maps. Like I know that there was MapQuest, but before that, like genuinely, what would you do? Would you just accept not knowing? Like I would please stitch this and tell me because I genuinely do not understand how I would survive.
I can't.
Okay,
She wouldn't survive. She wouldn't survive. This is the thing. These kids wouldn't survive.
So Google said, however it worked, sounds bad. I just love that they said that. And then Javier wrote, the name of the actor would come up to you 3 weeks later while you were eating a bowl of cereal.
It's true. It's so true.
And then Heather said, sometimes we just wondered about things. And her response was, I could never.
Yeah, this is the thing. They wouldn't survive. They just wouldn't. And then remember, like we would just remember like having giant maps in the car.
Yeah.
And we would just map it out and you would figure stuff out. I mean, you just
before
figure it
MapQuest, like you would have a map and then you would have to open it.
I think you and I talked about that a little bit when we were in Nashville the last time. We were like, remember when we had to use maps to get around, like actual maps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd have to pull over. Like if you got lost, you'd have to pull over and figure out where you were and then redraw. And like it was a thing.
Yeah.
It was,
God, these kids are so spoiled today. Seriously.
I know.
They really are spoiled. They have no idea.
They really
We
don't.
we were actual like adventurer travelers back then.
Yeah.
We were like Lewis and Clark in the car.
And building forts and doing all the things.
Totally.
Okay, look at this precious little sleepy kitten.
Oh, so snuggly. Oh my gosh. It makes me want a cat.
And take a shower.
So cute.
I need to get up.
I would get one that mauled me though, and not one like that.
Are you sleepy?
So cute.
Oh, okay.
So cute.
And the first comment says, Kitty brought up all valid points. Honestly.
Yeah, totally.
So precious.
You don't need to go to work today.
Also, I'm a terrible drawer. Like if you see my stick people, they're terrible. Like you
I'm the
cannot even
worst.
identify them as humans. But
I'm
here
worse
is
than
a
you.
really easy way to draw very realistic dogs.
Today I'm going to teach you how to draw a realistic drawing of your dog. Start with the nose. The shading on the nose is crucial. You want to make the nose holes look 3D. All right, once you get around the mouth, you're going to have to start drawing in some teeth a little bit.
Oh my
Once you get the nose
so
and the mouth,
great.
it's
Oh my
crucial
god.
to make it 3D. All right, the eyes are crucial to get those looking real. You want to get a glare on them.
Look at his smile.
God, look at him. He's so happy.
And that's how you draw your dog.
That's how.
Oh my god, it's great. It's how you do it. It's how you do it. Oh my god, I love
Oh
him.
my god. And then this dog, this blissed out, precious angel dog. Look at this.
This is what I deal with on a daily basis. I'm trying to get ready for work. My dog is pawing at Billy for 2 straight minutes. What could he want? He's been fed. He's been out. There's nothing on his list of needs that have to be taken care of except for this. He has to be held while I get ready for work.
Oh god.
He's smiling.
Look at him. Oh my god, he's ridiculous. I mean, does he realize like
Obliging to his every whim.
oh my gosh, trying to get ready. That dog. I mean, God. 100 years ago, he had to hunt for food. And look at him now. Look at him.
I know. I just
He's
love
like,
that
you gonna
so much.
curl my eyelashes too, Mom? Come on. Ridiculous.
And then you know that girl, the famous meme of the girl, the tiny little girl, the blonde in the car seat, who's like,
yes.
You know, this is where it came from. I've never seen the original video. Have you?
No.
Oh my god, this is the original video.
Let's go.
You're serious?
Yeah.
No.
We're going to Disneyland again.
I know we did.
Yes, honey.
Oh my god.
Oh, honey. We're going again.
Oh my god.
Oh, honey.
Oh my god.
Chloe, we're going to Disneyland.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
That's where that came from.
It's the younger sister. I could totally relate to that. I think I did that like a million times with my sister. I was like, what is your main malfunction? Seriously.
Oh my god, I'd never seen
What's
that
your
whole
problem?
thing. I've seen that picture a million times, but I'd never seen that video. So I was like, oh my god, look at that.
Younger sister face. That's what that is right there. Seriously, what is your problem?
Somebody asked to see the puppy today.
The puppy is with daddy in the car, probably getting a pup cup right the second. He goes to a place with his daddy called Ignite Coffee, like just about every morning now. And it has the whipped cream with 2 milk buns in it. He's a favorite now at that place. He's trying to socialize him, my husband, because he is a nightmare. He's a nightmare. He's a lot. He's a handful, if you will. He's more than he's like a body full is what he is.
A bushel. He's like a bushel of dogs.
He's a crazy, crazy dog. So we're trying to socialize him, and he gets in the car and he straps in the back, and then he goes and drops my daughter off to school every morning, and then they get a coffee and a pup cup. And then the ladies at the coffee place are like, oh, Coda. And then he does his whole, thing, and he gets his little treat. And so, and Astrid is in the other room. I could grab her. She can do a
you need to
flap.
get her.
Hold on. We'll get a flap.
Yeah, she's gotta do her thing. Now that is the assignment, and she very well understands her assignment. So she'll do it.
Flap for everybody?
Yes, she does.
Here,
Wait, let me
go
embiggen. I'm gonna embiggen so everybody can
you
see.
wanna
There
flap
she
for
is.
everybody? Oh. Mwah! You gonna flap? You gotta flap. You gotta flap for everybody.
You gotta kiss and then let her go. Kiss and let go.
Mwah! There it is. You have stepped up to the plate.
Man,
she's
good.
So good. So good. I know. Okay, you guys, it's Monday. We're gonna get through the Mondayest Monday ever. And we will talk to you.
Let me just say thank you to Elizabeth Boyer. I just saw Elizabeth Boyer. She says, I picked up a snake with my bare hands.
Oh my gosh.
No big deal. It is a big deal.
It is kind of a big deal.
That's a huge deal.
Totally.
Oh my God. Wow.
It is. I know.
Oh my God.
Snakes and gators. Snakes and gators, you guys. Okay, we're bringing it in. Did we bring it in already?
Nope, I did not.
We're going to bring it in. We're going to bring it in, Astrid. Okay, you guys have the greatest Monday ever. We will talk to you tomorrow.